The North. Known for its industry, hard-working and innovative people, we are the engineers of the past and always look for solutions for the future. Our Creative North wants to celebrate that and show the world what we can do.
Welcome to Our Creative North, the show that celebrates the creative and digital media sector right here in the north of England. Now, this is our last show before Christmas, and last month in November we were celebrating exporting. And our partners UKTI, RMT and Square One Law really helped us as a programme and as a campaign to encourage you to do exporting and why it's a benefit to your business. So today we're going to have a bit of a recap and see what exporting's all about and why you should be considering it.
Now Rob's come to Durham Cricket Ground to have a chat with a focused group of great minds.
Do you know what? I'm really excited. In there we've got some of the best minds giving us top tips and advice about exporting in the north of England. And you as a creative business should be listening to this. So let's go and find out a little bit more about what they've got to say.
Amongst these great minds, Jason Knight from Blue Kangaroo, Jean-Pierre Van Zyl from Square One Law, Paul and Sam, Dean Murray, another solicitor from Square One Law, and Ian Howard, our UK Trade and Investment representative. We apologise for any sound issues you're having here, and if you are a sound engineer, then please apply to aup@creativenorth.org.
We've set ourselves a bit of a mission with UKTI because one of the frustrating things we're finding in Creative North and what we're finding is that not enough companies within the north of England are celebrating what they're doing.
The problem we have is, in the past we had one northeast who were doing this, big passionate about the local area, but then you've got small companies starting up who haven't got money to shout about themselves.
A lot of people think creative and digital media, it's just a load of frantic people running around like headless chickens. I mean, do you find that is the case, or I mean, what's
No, really. I think creative and digital business is a business like any other, and it needs to make sure that it's getting paid for what it does. Otherwise, it won't be around very long.
The pool of talent in the northeast is too small, but good businesses are still able to attract good quality talent.
Why are UKTI wanting to encourage more creative and digital media businesses to export? How do you set out, not necessarily a mission, but how do you see that sort of expanding?
Yeah, I think as we identified before, there is a problem with creative industries not realising that what they do is either already exporting or an exportable service. So this week is actually Export Week within the region and in fact across the country. So there's a number of events happening this week, and hopefully we're going to be able to engage with the creative sector a lot more this week and across the month.
How do we encourage, and why should we be encouraging creative businesses to start thinking of this?
As we've heard from these guys, if you focused on the UK alone, you're severely limiting your potential customer base. The world is out there, and if you can sell to as many of them as possible, then you'll be a more successful business. How
do we encourage more people to export, and how do we engage with both people abroad and also the businesses in our region?
The way to win that business from elsewhere in the UK is actually to go and win some export business first. If you can carry that as a kind of a badge and say, look, I've done this for this company, big companies that Jason's working with, and say, look, I do all of their work. Who in London's going to look at you and say, well, you haven't got the skills, you haven't got the ability to do the work for me, if you're already doing the work for these big multinationals in the States?
Bigger clients, more money, and it's as easy as trading in the UK, you'd do it. Yeah.
So we went along to the Sage to the Explore Export event.
I'm Julie Underwood, Director of International Trade at the North East Chamber of Commerce, and today we're at this fabulous venue, the Sage, and we've got the launch of the Exporting is Great campaign, and running alongside that, Explore Export. Well, today we're really trying to put exporting on the agenda. The Exporting is Great campaign, it's a national government-backed campaign. It's been launched today with a series of advertisements that have gone live over national TV. And the big headline message is we need 1 trillion more exports by 2020 and 100,000 new exporters. And this whole campaign is to support that initiative. And there's approximately about 220 people here today. So it really is a collective of companies and also the strong support network in the North East. And we are the only region that has a consistent and positive balance of trade. which is really important. And Lord Maud gave a speech this morning when he highlighted that the rest of the UK need to meet that. But we need to play our part as well in getting new companies exporting. But when you think nationally, 11% of companies export, which is lower than our neighbours such as France and Germany. Perfect result for me is to meet companies at events during the week, export week or whenever, and say, Julie, what a fantastic event. I had 8 appointments. I've got several things that I can follow up. I know who I need to speak to in Brazil or Spain or Abu Dhabi, and they've got real value from it. And then hopefully we can help them with that journey, with those contacts to when they actually get orders. But there's companies here who we already work with, and they recognise the importance of the fact that you can come here and you can speak to all those people in one day. So that the perfect thing for me is we know about the event, we attended, and it was great.
We didn't just talk to Julie Underwood, we also talked to a few people attending the event.
Been a really good event, a great turnout. It was a great start this morning with Lord Morden's appearance, it's gone really well. It was good footfall, and I'm sure the commercial offices are quite busy upstairs.
So today there are lots and lots of representatives from consular staff and such like from all around the world, and lots of one-to-one meetings going on and seminars about exporting to other countries, and just I suppose one giant learning event for people around the North East and businesses in the North East.
Well, today I've been exhibiting with the North East Chamber of Commerce, the international trade team, so a lot of our members are here today, a lot of people walking around looking for bits of information on how to export, and we kind of do the nuts and bolts, so we do the bit after you've won business. So we look after our members from a point of view of what the customers want to know, how do you satisfy them, and how do you get paid.
Yeah, we don't have a physical product that we send overseas and sell. We're selling methodology, we're selling ideas, and we're selling systems and processes. And so for us, I suppose a really major part of that is making it tangible and getting people to understand the real benefits of it very, very quickly.
Time to meet the pioneers, George Burke, Dan Cradis and Jordan Bird. Now it's time for the guys to receive their challenge. I wonder what's in store.
Hi guys, as you know, this month has all been about exporting and the importance of exporting and what it can do for the North East region. So I'm setting you, our creative pioneers, a challenge to make me a 2-minute promo to show the importance of exporting and what it can do. Good luck, and I'm looking forward to seeing those videos.
So Rob's just given us our brief, and I'm very optimistic about what we can achieve today.
We were asked to create a 1-minute video for businesses about the work that we do in the North East for exporting.
So basically what we're thinking about doing is maybe going to a few businesses, seeing what the work they do there, get a few interviews with them, and then put it together with some ideas that we have.
So the next step is we just need to get our ideas on paper, so come on guys, we need to go.
Oh, it's all heating up. Let's see how they're getting on with the challenge.
Hey guys, so we've been given the brief, so it's to create a 1-minute video that promotes the North East creative and digital businesses work for the purpose of exporting. So the video has to be exciting, promotional, positive, and also to get the message across. So has anyone got any ideas?
Yeah, I'm thinking that we'll get on the phone to some local creative businesses and see if they would like to be a part of a promotional video. Be a good promotion for themselves as well.
Yeah.
So Dan, would you like to get on that?
Yeah, I'll research that, no problem.
Okay, so I was thinking to start off the video, we could maybe have an introduction from ourselves, just to introduce what we're doing.
I think we should start with like a walking shot of the...
Obviously Newcastle's a beautiful place, so there's plenty of landmarks where we could maybe go to start it off with.
Yeah, but I think we're thinking of like creative businesses that like want somewhere that screams creativity. I'm thinking somewhere like at the NDC, like where it's got all the creative businesses there, or if you want to go just on aesthetic look, we could go to any of the landmarks around here.
So I think that's a great call.
I found one business in particular, Paul Windle Creative Art Studio. They do kind of concept art and 3D illustration.
I think if you're going to be presenting, then I'm confident if I can direct it. I think what will be best if you once you've got these businesses, if you get on the phone to them and see if they can send in some work that we can have put in the montage, because we need to spice it up a bit. We can't just have it just interviews.
Now the guys are off to Atom Hawk, a cool design agency based in Gateshead.
So first, could you just introduce yourself, your name, position at the company, please?
Yeah, my name is Tim Wilson and I'm Head of Operations at Atom Hawk.
So could you just talk us through a bit of what your company offers?
Atom Hawk is a visual development and design studio. We specialise in the games, film and entertainment space.
Yeah, it was a big surprise to see a company in the North East work on such big films such as Guardians of the Galaxy.
Now over to Paul Windle Design.
Hi, my name is Keith Opie. I'm one of the senior designers here at Paul Windle Design.
So we just talk to us a little bit about how exporting is different to working with clients here in the UK.
I suppose that one of the biggest ones would be obviously meeting face to face. You have to do foreign sort of visits. Not that many occasions when that happens, but we do visit toy fairs and trade fairs in Europe. Not so much America.
Now let's head over to the edit and let's hear from George.
Yeah, so looking through the clips now, it seems like we've got a good selection of footage. The shots are great and the sound's looking pretty good at the minute. So hopefully that keeps up throughout and we can get a good promotional video sent out. Just finished the final cut. It's looking great and I can't wait for Rob to see it. Hope he's happy with it.
Nigel my tall, and I wake up.
Now Rob's about to see the video, let's see what he thinks.
So hi guys, we were asked to produce a 2-minute video that was to show the importance of exporting right here in the North East of England. So sit back, relax and enjoy.
I'm Keith Opie, senior creative artist and one of the 2 directors of the company.
My name is Tim Wilson and I'm head of operations at Atom Hawk.
Service-wise, we specialise more in illustration, but we are a design agency.
Atom Hawk is a visual development and design studio, and we specialise in the games, film and entertainment space.
A lot of our clients have built up over the years and they've become global brands.
Exporting actually makes up a really key part of our business. A significant portion of our clients are overseas.
Probably about 70% of our work is for foreign clients.
There are certainly key differences that you have to keep in mind when working with clients in overseas markets. There's clear things like time zone differences, so you need to be culturally aware when designing.
I suppose that one of the biggest ones would be obviously meeting face to face. You have to do foreign sort of visits, organising flights and going out to meet your client face to face.
I think some of the key benefits to exporting are it basically amplifies the market that you can actually take your product to. If we were just to focus on the games development companies in the UK, that's quite a small pond to aim at.
So there we have it guys. I hope that video showed you a little bit more about exporting and how vital it is for businesses. Thanks for watching.
Well, there we go. Pretty good effort that, I think, boys, especially in the short time that you had to deliver it. Now, I think what's most important about this exercise is to get other companies understanding what exporting is and why it's a benefit to your business. Okay, cheers, boys.
Now let's head back over to George Burke.
Overall, it's all positive feedback. He was pretty much happy. It's when it's exceeded his expectations, and all I've got to say is well done to our team because we've really nailed it today.
And this week's Business of the Week isn't just one business, it's several.
I'm Simon Crosby. I'm a lead international trade advisor with UK Trade and Investment. UKTI is the lead government organisation that helps companies sell their products and services overseas. So a lot of what we do is trying to persuade businesses who aren't exporting that selling overseas is actually quite a good idea. We're in it for the long haul. UKTI, we don't come in and help a company export for the first time and then leave them alone. We help them export for the first time and then we're looking to see, right, which other country can we take the business into next. The sector itself is hugely important for Britain's exports, for the UK's exports. I know that it's hugely important for the regional economy, and I know that there is a growing number of companies in the northeast of England in the sector who are looking towards overseas markets.
So as much as the government can bang the drum of exporting, we wanted to go to somebody who's doing it the right way.
My name is Jason Knight and I'm the Managing Director with Blue Kangaroo Design. Blue Kangaroo Design is a design company which specialises in the character licensing industry. I'll be totally honest, if it wasn't for a guy called John Doolan at the UKTI, we would never have gone into export. We signed up for the passport to export scheme, and John made it so easy. And I remember sitting with him, saying to him, you know, a bit worried about this, a bit panicky, and he was like, just do it. And he guided us through the process. We don't use them for everything. We're not interested in certain aspects of what they do, because we don't need to go on a market visit to Russia or whatever. We know what we're doing, but we get support in other areas. The most important thing that any company can do in exporting is go and meet your customers, sit in front of them. You know, I spend 6 weeks in the summer just going around existing customers in America.
We went along to Hedgehog Labs, a technology consultancy company.
I'm Sarat Pedredla. I work at Hedgehog Lab and I'm the CEO. We focus primarily on mobile devices, obviously, but we do more than that. We work on connected devices. We basically design and build software on anything from a mobile phone to a desktop computer to a web-based system. Exporting is pretty significant for our business. We started inadvertently, without even trying, getting export business, in the last couple of years. And when we started looking at it, we thought because of the kind of work we do, which is digital consultancy, we don't need to, because we're not exporting physical products, we're exporting services. We don't need to be in these places to deliver what our customers need, because we can work over the internet, we can communicate over Skype, video conferencing, audio conferencing. So when we started really investing in exporting, right now about 30% of our revenue comes from exporting.
Now it's time to meet Luke Daly, owner of JJ Industries, to learn a bit about what he exports.
Well, this is my take on the Kylo Ren helmet, which is the new bad guy from the film Star Wars. So this was originally, I designed it in SolidWorks, which is a CAD application. It was then 3D printed in several parts, and then cast in polyurethane, which is some of the skills I've picked up from local builders. I've got a friend called Nathan Lim in Yarm who's been giving me a hand learning how to do all this stuff in the past year, and it's been a fantastic help. But this was 11 parts to print, so you had the full dome, the whole side flare was one piece, this faceplate was one piece, these mouth plates come off and are separate, and there's also some separate parts I haven't brought in today, but basically to build it up as a single piece was about 10 to 11 pieces, because you can get 3D printers now that are probably the size of this room. You get 3D printers that can build whole houses, but for the stuff I'm doing, the one I have at home prints a 12-inch cube effectively, so that'll print most of the dome in one piece. If I was only selling to just people in Newcastle or at market stalls, you just would not be able to get that volume. Because it's the internet, they can be anywhere. So they are in America, they are in Japan, they are in Australia, they're anywhere. So exporting is not just a big part of my business, it is the entirety of my business really. It's a moderately easy process once you get past the regularities of having to ship, because I had to ask HM and Revenues for export codes and all the stuff you don't think about really, because you go, I've made this item, let's get it out there. And I remember having my first parcel returned to us because they went, you haven't got a tariff code, and I went, I don't even know what a tariff code is. So there was a whole host of challenges to shipping my first sets of items, and if I was going into that fresh, it's a minefield for somebody getting into it, but it's doable as long as you just put the hours in and look online for the information. It's all there. It's just there's just a lot of information. So yeah, there is some challenges and borders out there.
Last month it was really great to see the support that businesses as well as UKTI and our partners have been giving us to help you guys to think about exporting, and hopefully they've inspired you, because they've certainly inspired me, and hopefully prove that it's not just Nissan that makes this region positive in their balance of trade. So anyway, we did an event as well last month to try and get more people, more businesses thinking about exporting, and it went really, really well. Here's some snippets of what happened.
Hi, I'm Ruth, the Marketing and Events Manager at Creative North. So the reason we held the Let's Get Exporting event last week is to accompany our Let's Get Exporting campaign that we've done throughout November. So the guys at UKTI came along to the event, they brought international trade advisors for businesses to speak with and have one-on-one sessions with, so that they can take their business forward and export overseas. So at the event we had a number of talks from industry professionals and from the guys who were supporting our campaign. We had a gentleman from UKTI, we had a gentleman from Square One Law and RMT Accountants. The reason we chose those three speakers is it's self-explanatory with UKTI. They gave all the information and informed businesses of the support that's available from them. Square One Law talked about the legalities that businesses have to consider when they're exporting, and RMT Accountants talked about the financial implications, tax and things like that, where there's different rules overseas as to what there is here. So we had a number of creative and digital media businesses who attended the event. For instance, we had Adam Hill from Creative Hill, who's based actually down in Yorkshire. We had a lady from Anyone for TV. So we had a real diverse range of different businesses who, some again, they already export their goods, and some are thinking about exporting and just wanting to be pointed in the right direction. From the attendees at the event, we found out that around 80% of those businesses do want to consider exporting, and a small proportion of those businesses actually already export and they didn't realise they were doing it.
So there we have it, all about exporting, and thank you once again to all our partners. Hopefully we've encouraged you to start picking up the phone to our friends across the seas and start growing your business there. So anyway, it's bye from us. This is our last episode before the Christmas break, so we'll be seeing you in 2016 celebrating the creative and digital media sector right here in the north of England. Happy Christmas.